FM. Catch us if you can.
Shehigen Kahwanini.
As King Radio, 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can.
Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
Ignition. 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can.
And now, here's your host, King James.
Hello and welcome to xTRa Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, Makurdi, Benue State, Nigeria. And of course, we bring xTRa talk that has to do with your life. And today is being marked as the World Family Doctors Day. And I'm here playing host to some medical doctors. And we're going to be talking about World Family Doctors Day and, of course, activities they have for today. That's the Society of Family Physicians of Nigeria, Benue State chapter. Okay, so let me start by welcoming you, Dr. Iniongun Dekaa. Say hello.
Hello, thank you very much. Good morning, Benue State.
Right. I also have in the studio Dr. Chukwuemeka Nwaeze. You're welcome.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Good morning to Benue and Nigerians.
Right. Okay, so let me quickly try to find out. We have doctors. And when you say family doctor, who is the family doctor? Anybody can answer this one.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. A family doctor is a physician. That's a medical doctor who is trained in the field of family medicine. That is to say, he goes through the residency training program, which lasts for about 6 years. Mm-hmm. You must be a doctor before you get training. So it's a specialty on its own, in its own right. Thank you.
All right. So maybe I should ask again, everything about health has to do with human beings, and human beings make up a family. So when you say family medicine, let's let people just get this clear before we move on. What is family medicine?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Family medicine is a specialized discipline. Yeah, it's a specialized discipline which involves offering comprehensive, continuous, coordinated care to individuals, families, communities. And it involves undifferentiated gender, diseases, and in the context of the family. So the family medicine, like I said, offers continuous, comprehensive care to individuals, families and communities, irrespective of the gender, irrespective of disease entities. And it also coordinates care with other called specialists. You understand? And it is actually different from general practice. You understand? People look at it, it's general practice. No, they're quite different. The family medicine offers a specialized kind of care looking at the individual in the context of his family, irrespective of the disease and the sex. And it offers what we call continuous care from when the person is born, even up until old age. Thank you.
So it's more like, also having medical history of a family and following them up, more like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what you mean by continuous care.
Exactly. All right. So on World Family Doctors Day, let's quickly look at the activities you have lined up for this day.
Yeah, thank you very much. The concept of Family Doctors Day started as far back as 1933, when the wife of one Dr. Charles Brown Almond in the U.S. thought it wise to celebrate doctors for the work or the role they play in human life. But it was finally made, proclaimed by President George Bush then in 1934. So in America, it had been in existence since 1934. Now, Wonka came up in 2010 and proclaimed that day too to be celebrated worldwide. So the essence of that is to appreciate doctors, to see the role they do. Before now, what they used to do then is to take gifts to doctors, but they felt it should go beyond gifts. So now, each year a team is set out, and this year's team is Family Doctors, Heart of Healthcare. That simply means it's a doctor, like my colleague said, who provides continuous care. I know the heart gives the engine, gives the oxygen to life.
Yeah.
So it means whatever comes to health passes through the family physician doctor, because they are usually doctors of first contact. So, with this team, we try to individually, that's on the state branches, try to bring out our own teams or what activity we intend to do. And practically for now, what we want to do is we are trying to look at people living with disability, so that we embark on an advocacy, which is part of what we are doing now. Because sometimes, or most times, in quotes, they look like a neglected group of people. They have certain difficulties. And so, as part of our job, our work as family physicians, we try to create advocacy. That's, as we are doing now, I think the government will hear, will listen, you two are listening now. So, this will push the government. So, we are like a voice to them too. So, we want to look at them, we'll do an outreach for them, and we try to check. The fact that they're living with disability does not mean they may not have any other comorbidity. That's any other sickness.
Yeah.
So we are going to do an outreach with them today in the afternoon. We check their blood pressure, we check their sugar level. So I will see if they have some other predisposing factors that will lead to any of these problems. So thank you. That's what we intend to do.
All right. So how much are people aware of this? I know this is part of their awareness, but prior to coming to radio, is this something people know and they're going to come? How do you reach out to people to know that this is what you're doing?
Yeah, we have spoken to the group that we intend to meet. They have an association, so we met them physically, and we told them this is what we intend to do for them. I think they're quite happy with that. So we are waiting for them. We met their president, their Dekaa advisor. So we discussed with them, told them this is our intention, and that's based on the theme of this year and what we intend to do in Benue State.
So the other question would be, for those that you've spoken with already, do you also intend welcoming people that you've not spoken with, but perhaps that are listening to this program now and they want to come?
Okay. Just to add to what my colleague has said concerning the World Family Medicine Day, Family Doctors Day. Wonka has actually, beyond the big team, Family Doctors Heart of Healthcare, there are 3 sub-teams. One is compassionate care, showing that family doctors appreciating that they offer a lot of empathy and compassion in the course of care. Because we offer patient-centered care. And then the other one is continuing care where we offer, we see them from childhood until they get elder. Now, the one you're talking about that is collaborative care.
Okay.
We collaborate with our other physicians, and also we collaborate with different groups in societies.
Yeah.
So our coming on air is also to, create this awareness that those who are ready to come in one way or the other to contribute, we believe in synergy, and so we're not working alone. So, like Asking Radio, you're also invited, and this is also an opportunity. We're using this platform to also invite other members of society, well-meaning people, and especially the group that we're reaching out, that we have identified is the people living with disability. And so we're going to spend quite a time with them from 2 p.m. this afternoon at the Epin Hall in the Federal Medical Center. And so we're expecting that by the time they're coming, that we're going to interact with them. We're going to do some screening. We want to check their blood pressure, random blood sugar, and also assess other behavioral risk, and so that we can be able to pay advocacy and look at areas that we can speak out for them. So it's this actual opportunity. Everybody is welcome. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. We're live from the Spice Center, Judges Quarters, Makurdi, Benue State, Nigeria. And May 19th, 2023, today, as you know, is being marked as World Family Doctors Day. So on Extra Speed, I have Doctors Dekaa, Iniongun, and Nwaeze Chukwuemeka. They are from the Society of Family Physicians of Nigeria, Benue State Chapter, and marking the day, as you can feel from what they are saying, going to have an interaction, not just interaction, but actually check people with disabilities. And you're invited. Okay, if you just want to ask a quick question, let me just allow people this opportunity. 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. We don't intend to make it a phone-in program, so just very few people that we allow you. Maybe 1 or 2 calls. Now, if you call, feel free to ask the doctors questions relating to family health. 08084 275464 is Asking Radio. Okay, so now, do you quickly want to look at, just tell me a little more of the sub-themes that you mentioned here: compassionate care, continuing care, and collaborative care? Maybe just a little bit, not so much into it.
Yeah, in compassion, compassionate care is that you're looking at people with a human face. You are trying to put yourself in their shoes, and that gives you that ability to not treat them just as a case. There's a difference between a patient with a disease and, treating the disease. Treating the disease and treating the patient. But we are treating the patient. We're not just treating the disease. So in empathy, we are looking at the whole person. We're looking at the impact of this ill health on the individual, on his work life, on his family life, on his spirituality, and everything. So we're not just looking at, let me just treat this malaria, let me just treat this hypertension. We're looking at how it impacts on that person. We're also looking at even the cost of care. You understand? So we're also looking at the support system for this person. We're looking at, is there other ways? Are there other people that can come in? We're looking at the people around his circle. So that's what is compassion. So we're not just seeing the patient treat the illness and he walks away. No, we're looking at his entire, everything that has to do with his life and beyond him, even with his place of work. How does his work impact or affect? How does this his work affect his health and all that? So that's compassion. You understand? And then when looking at continuing care, when looking at continuing care, it's not a one-stop thing. We want to follow him up. We want him to come back. And with the way you treat a patient, with the way you show that humanity, the patient will want to come back to see the doctor. We want the patient to do certain things at home, and when he comes back, we can get some feedback. We don't look at the patient as just we look at him as a client. We look at him as a human person. You understand? And then for the collaborative care, We want to look at, are there other services that he can access, and we will help him to assess it. Not just like tell the patient, go and meet the cardiologist. No, we'll reach out to the cardiologist. We want to find out what he's doing for this patient. If we're sending the patient to see an optometrist, maybe for his eye care, we also want to be sure that he got there. We want to let him know what he's expecting when he gets there, and when he comes back and want to follow up. And so our patients, we see them, even if we're sending him outside the state, we want to reach out to that doctor who is going to see him there, so that we are continually connected with the patient and other members of his family who in one way or the other are going to impact in his healthcare. Thank you.
It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. World Family Doctors Day. And it's Extra Speed here. I'm playing host to Dr. Dekaa Iniongun, Dr. Chukwuemeka Nwaeze. Okay, so let me say that one of the activities for the day also is that you are having an interactive session with medical students of the Benue State University, Makurdi. What are you going to be telling them?
Yeah, what we actually want to do with the medical student, family medicine has come on board. So we want to create awareness and to know what they perceive or what they feel about family medicine, and to encourage them. They say catch them young. Encourage them to follow suit. That's to take an interest in the field of family medicine. That is just what we intend to do.
Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. It's King James YiYE here. Okay, so let me just call the number out again in case you just want to call. Otherwise, I think you should just listen and see how you can benefit. It's 08084 275464. 08084 275464. Okay, people are rather calling the other numbers. Okay, don't call the other ones. Call this one that I'm giving. 08084 275464. Okay, so Dr. Dekaa, what kind of people? I know disabilities, but what are you expecting? What are the common disabilities that you're expecting to see?
Well, disability by WHO standard is a person who has a problem that prevents him from doing the normal activities that every other person does, which could be physical, could be functional, or could be mental. And in this case, we intend to look at all of them because, like I told you at the beginning, that we went to the association. So the association promised us they are going to talk to the clusters, the different clusters, the blind, the deaf, the lame.
Maybe I should. Okay, go on. Yeah,
the
go
blind,
on.
the deaf, the lame, and all other forms of disabilities that are within them. Even people, those with skin problems, they are albinos.
Yeah.
So they intend to talk to the clusters. So those are the people we intend to meet.
All right. It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. Ladis Wonder says, I'm proud to be a family physician. Apparently she's listening or watching on Facebook as well. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Seem to be having issues with that. Okay, so on Facebook as well, you can ask a question to the doctors, especially pertaining World Family Doctors Day today, maybe on the activities lined up for today and how you can be part of this, or someone you know how they can also be part of this. So maybe in your past events, past activities, say last year or in the past years, what has been the response of people turning up?
The response has been very good. But last year, we went to Modern Market. We also did the same thing. We had to screen them for diabetes, screen them for hypertension, and the predisposing factors to these ailments. So in that case, we are able to talk to them. That's give them a health talk on what they are to do to prevent them from progressing to frank diseases. And for those who had the problem, we advise them on what to do, how to go about it, go to hospital and seek proper care.
The other thing is, maybe most of these people, we are looking at their financial standing in the society. Some people know the right thing to do, but they tell you there is no money. When you encounter such things, since yours is beyond just health care, but compassionate care and all of that, when you encounter those and you know that, yes, it's a serious thing they're talking about, what do you do?
Okay, first and foremost is to actually identify those sets of people, because these are people who, some of them are in the low rung in society and they're actually largely neglected. And so when you have a doctor taking up your case, advocating on your behalf, people seem to take it more serious. So we may not necessarily put her in our pocket and maybe give them monies and things like that. But we're not looking at identifying the problems and now reaching out to other organizations. There are other organizations that are there who may in one way or the other also leverage, collaborate, and help. Some of them might need to be rehabilitated. Some of them might need as little as, even coming to a hospital facility to check vital signs, blood pressure, and things like that. Some have never had that opportunity because there are other barriers. There are physical barriers. The barriers could be financial, coming to the hospital. But this time around, for us as physicians, we are offering them free screening. And so we're doing that, and then when we identify those who need challenges, as we're going to do a lot of advocacy to the appropriate quarters for them.
Exactly.
Sorry. In addition to that, part of our work is advocacy, which is what we are doing now. Yeah. Most individuals belong to a family. They belong to a society. They belong to faith-based organizations. So in this kind of cases where we have difficult people or people who have difficulties in accessing care, if it's based on this, we advise, or we ourselves, we approach those communities, those faith-based organizations where they come from. It could be the church, it could be the mosques, it could be anything, even it could be their own family meetings or some societal meetings. So we go there, we talk to them on the need for them to see how they will help this person in need.
Right. It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. It's Extra Speed with King James YiYE, and it's World Family Doctors Day. And I'm playing host to Dr. Dekaa, Iniongun, and Dr. Chukwuemeka Nwaeze. A message here from Zulumba says, very interesting listening to Dr. Dekaa Iniongun. Very good doctor and a nice fellow.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wa.
All right. Okay, so you too can send your message, ask a question. I don't think the phone lines are good enough for calls to pass through because I see a lot of people trying. We haven't got so much time left, but if you can get through to just ask one question, just keep trying. 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. And that's what you should try to dial, not the other numbers that you're trying. Try this one. If it's not going through, just sit back and listen. So let me ask you this one again, Dr. Dekaa. Beyond your focus for this year's World Family Doctors Day, what are the common things that people are not doing enough? I know, like carrying water, nobody does, but it's important. So, general health advice to people who are listening to us and watching us on Facebook. Someone seems to be. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Am I on to Speed FM?
Yes, you are. What's your name?
I'm Okashimana.
Calling from?
North Bank.
Okay. You have a question for the doctors, or you want to contribute?
Yes, I want to ask if they can attend to individuals on the platform of the collaborative doctors that is somebody outside the disabilities.
Okay. Okay, you understand the question?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. So
Sorry.
thank you for calling. Okay, yeah, go on.
And if so, then how?
All right.
How can someone get in touch with them?
Okay. Dr. Dekaa, I think you can answer.
Yeah, I'll ask her again. Is it on this day or outside this? Because if it's outside this, we are staff of Federal Medical Center Makurdi. That's where we work. And our membership cuts across both the private practitioners and those in the teaching hospital. Anywhere there's a family physician. So outside this, those are the places you can meet us. But for this, our main concern today is the physically challenged.
Yeah. So, Shimana, I'm sure that answers your question. If it doesn't, you can actually still reach the doctors after this program, that Society of Family Physicians of Nigeria, Benue State Chapter. Where can they find you if she wants to know more?
You can find us in the General Outpatient Department of both the teaching hospital and Federal Medical Center. And then for those in the private, our members in the private sector, you find them there, their clinics.
So, Shimana from North Bank, I'm sure you got that clear. If it is not enough for you, maybe you can call this same number, Asking Radio, send us a message and ask us, and then we'll get to the doctors, and of course we'll get to you. So, before her call came in, I was asking you to, quickly just tell me about some of this, just general health advice, little things that people ignore.
A lot of things we ignore. One of them is our feeding. Very important. It beats my imagination when you get to a restroom and you see somebody buy food. He will buy meat as if he's going to do a celebration. Then he then buys a soft drink or a juice. I don't know what he intends to do with that. That is not too good for our health. You eat moderate. Then exercise is very important. I was listening to one program, a doctor was analyzing that the lion, all these animals, they live long. Why? They're always on the move. But we are much into sedentary life, particularly the bourgeoisie. We feel exercise is either a waste of time or we don't have time for it. But that prolongs life. And so many other activities. You see people drinking as if alcohol, taking a pinch of drink. What are you taking that for? These are lifestyles that prolongs life and reduces your life. People eating a lot of salt is not very good for health. So these are some of the very basic things that we neglect, and they are detrimental, or they help in bringing up this. And then in our environment, we need to live in a clean environment. Then recently, with the advent of certain ailments, talking of hand washing, very important. We shake hands, and when we go home or we don't even wash the hands, then we start eating. But when you watch people walk on the street, people put their hands in their nose, put their hands in so many places, and they give you this hand. When you go, you don't wash them. So hand washing is very important. Regular hand washing with good water is very important. So these are some of the basic things that we need in life. Well-ventilated environment, very good. And so many others.
Dr. Nwaeze Chukwuemeka, do you want to add anything?
Okay, yes, thank you once again. In addition, people should find time to rest. We should find time to rest, because having a good sleep is part of resting. Finding a time to also relax. It helps the body to rejuvenate. And then the other one that I found is that people should be very careful. People should seek to have a good health-seeking behavior. Health-seeking behavior. That's when you're ill, When you're noting that something in your body is not, you're not feeling fine, see a professional. As much as possible, see a doctor. Don't just go out and get any medication and start taking on your own. And people drink a lot of things on the street in bottles, hawked here and there, with several claims. These things affect some vital organs in the body. And by the time we're seeing them in the hospital, they come down with kidney problems, liver problems, and heart problems. So we encourage people to see a doctor when they are ill. Thank you.
All right. So, in the absence of any other thing, except you want to add any other thing, otherwise, I would be thanking you for coming on Extra Speed this morning.
Anyway, I wish to thank Asking Radio for giving us this opportunity to make advocacy. And I think our coming here will also encourage you to do the same. The group of people we are seeing today are physically challenged. They need a lot of our help. Even in accessing care in the hospital, they have a lot of challenges. The physical challenge, them getting to the hospital is a problem. And when they get to the hospital, how do they access the health? They need somebody that will direct them. They need someone that will move them to the particular place. And they don't need to when they go to, they don't need to wait on the queue. Some need financial support. Most of them need financial support. Who provides for their health? And then we encourage the government also. We are making the advocacy. Maybe they should create a separate health insurance scheme for them. Because some of them, even to go to the hospital is a problem. Then the mobility they get to, most of the vehicles we have are not disability friendly. So we encourage the government and through your means to help us help these people.
No problem. We'll do our best. So thank you once again, Dr. Dekaa Iniongun, for coming on Extra Speed today. And thank you, Dr. Chukwuemeka Nwaeze, for coming as well.
My pleasure.
I've been King James YiYE. Hope you have a great time listening to Asking Radio. Good morning.